News when you want it with Bloomberg News Now. I'm Nathan Hager.
And I'm Alexis Christoforous. Here are the stories we're following today.
Alexis, we begin with the latest from the Middle East. After threatening new attacks on Iran, President Trump now says he's close to a deal to end the war.
We just made a great settlement of the war with Iran, and we're going to be subject to finalization of documents. We should get done over the next few days.
President Trump made that announcement in an Oval Office event, but just this morning, Iran's semi-official news agency Mehr says the U.S. and Iran are negotiating a potential agreement. We get details from Bloomberg Middle East correspondent Abir Abu Omar in Dubai.
It's still unclear to us if that MOU that Iran or the Iranian media is reporting about is one that matches what President Trump had suggested. And look, some of the most important provisions there include what Iran says, a permanent and immediate cessation of hostilities on all fronts, including in Lebanon. And Lebanon is a sticking point for Iran. Full lifting of the naval blockade in the Strait of Hormuz within 30 days, a commitment by the U.S. to withdraw its forces, reopening of the Strait of Hormuz, suspension of sanctions on oil sales, and a lifting of the blocked $24 billion of frozen assets by the United States. Those are Iranian frozen assets, and an affirmation of Iran's commitment not to develop nuclear weapons.
Bloomberg's Abir Abu Omar reports Iran says final negotiations won't begin until half of its frozen assets are released. Oil sanctions are suspended, and the naval blockade is lifted.
And Nathan, we now move to the biggest initial public offering of all time. SpaceX has raised $75 billion in the IPO, pricing more than 555 million shares at $135 apiece. At the IPO price, Elon Musk's rocket, satellite, and AI company has a market value of about $1.8 trillion. Alexis Ohanian is the founder of Reddit.
This feels like a milestone moment. This was an investment thesis that was unthinkable a decade ago for most investors. And I think now people are coming to grips with the fact that space technology is really here. What would have been science fiction to us maybe 10 years ago is now science fact.
Reddit founder Alex Ohanian there. The company will debut on NASDAQ under the symbol SPCX.
And Alexis, the IPO has drawn demand for more than 4 times available shares. Elon Musk's fan base in the retail trading community has placed more than $100 billion in orders for the stock. Musk will control 84% of the voting power after the IPO. Neil Minow is vice chairman at Value Edge Advisors.
Elon Musk has appointed himself CEO for life. He has all the voting control. He has basically built a moat with alligators around himself, and that's not good for shareholders.
That's Value Edge Advisors Vice Chair Neil Minow. Now, SpaceX's governance policies ensure Musk is effectively able to choose board members, and that would mean only he could remove himself as CEO.
And Nathan, Musk's personal wealth will soar to new heights after this SpaceX IPO. Balazs Penns is deputy managing editor for Bloomberg.
There is a really real chance that he will be the first trillionaire in the world in the not too distant future, depending on how the stock does on the market. One of the positives of this IPO was the sort of intertwined, interconnected nature of Elon Musk's empire, when you think about X, Tesla, SpaceX, Boring Company, all these companies have cross ownerships. They do business with each other. There's a very kind of convoluted structure. For some people, that's a huge plus because Elon Musk sits at the center of everything, and they believe in Elon Musk. They believe in his vision, and they believe that he can drive more value out of these companies.
That's Bloomberg's deputy managing editor Balazs Penns. He says shadow markets are pricing a SpaceX stock debut with a potential pop of at least 35%.
And for full coverage of SpaceX's first trading day, stay with Bloomberg for the latest. Join us for a special edition of Bloomberg Business Week Daily. It's starting an hour earlier with Carol Masser and Tim Stenevec bringing you conversations with analysts and investors, giving exclusive insight into the biggest IPO of all time. Bloomberg Business Week Daily starts today at 1 p.m. Wall Street time on Bloomberg Radio, Bloomberg Television, and the Bloomberg Business app.
All right, looking forward to that. Turning to Washington now, and President Trump is nominating Jay Clayton to be the next director of national intelligence. Bloomberg's Amy Morris reports from the nation's capital.
Jay Clayton has been serving as the top federal prosecutor in Manhattan and was chairman of the Securities and Exchange Commission during Trump's first term. The cabinet position oversees and coordinates 18 U.S. intelligence agencies. President Trump.
Jay Clayton's an incredible talent, head of Sullivan and Cromwell. He was head of the SEC. He was now Southern District. I mean, nobody has better credentials. But Bill will run it for sure. Well, he's done a fantastic job.
Trump's nomination of Clayton comes hours after the House failed to pass an extension of the Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Act, part of pushback over Trump's selection of Bill Pulte to serve as acting director of national intelligence. In Washington, Amy Morris, Bloomberg Radio.
And that's news when you want it with Bloomberg News Now. I'm Alexis Christoforous.
I'm Nathan Hager, and this is Bloomberg.